Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures, where I'll be talking and reviewing action figures from different manufacturers. Continuing with the Iron Grenadiers from Destro, we are talking about G.I. Joe Iron Grenadier B.A.T. Figure. He is number 134 in the line of the G.I. Joe Classified Series. As you can see, we have one box on the other side and the box with the figure inside. As you can see, the figure does come up with a lot of gear and has really a lot of stuff in it, and we're going to be diving in and having a closer look at it. As I can say, these are standard boxes. You can see the pictures. This is nothing strange. So let's skip all of this and let's dive into the history of this figure. What do I think about this figure, and do I think it's a collectible item? Now, diving into the history of this figure, while this figure does not exist in the G.I. Joe Real American Hero line, if you're taking the new comics that I've purchased, if you see my mega haul, you will see that I have it. It looks like Destro created the Battle Android Troopers, and it's not anymore Cobra who has it. Anyway, those books are a bit strange, but anyway, I digress. The fact that there's not much history about this figure means that we're going to dive directly in what we get in the box. So of course we get the Battle Android Trooper with a glass protection over here. We have a broken one. We have of course his backpack. We have of course all the extra little bits and pieces that come with the figure. That you already had with the original one. Of course you get the pistol, of course you get the extra head, and you get the golden chainsaw. So as you can see, the figure is pretty complete and does look pretty neat. As you can see, the details on it, like the chrome behind the red marking. Of course, if you have Destro Pimp, you could use him to put it around with all this gold. He would be happy. I think it's a bit ridiculous, but it does work for the Iron Grenadiers because they always had this kind of look. So personally, I think that's pretty well use of or reuse of a figure that already came out in multiple versions. The fact that we get this head, this is the same one that we got with the Arctic B.A.T, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, the heads do exchange themselves. And I do think the general look of the figure, I prefer this head on this one over here due to the fact that it has a bit more gold, so it works with Destro stuff. So really pretty good figure that we have. Of course, we're going to go back onto the Eternal accessories that we already got with the original bats and the different variants of paint jobs that they did on them. So as you can see, this is the standard that we get with every bat. Of course, we get the backpack with the possibility to attach the chainsaw. We have the other parts to attach to weapons. Now, personally, I think it's a bit of a shame that we are getting 3 weapons and that we have 4 items to clips in. But anyway, I'll be talking about that on the final thoughts about this figure. I like that we're getting this transparent item, and I think this figure would have been perfect, a 10 out of 10, if there would be 1 extra item. Anyway, we're going to be talking about that in my final thoughts about this figure. So let's dive in to the collectible part of this figure and what do I think about it. Now, of course, when we're talking about collectibles, this figure, of course, came out in 2024. It is kind of still available. There was a bit of a mismatch going around regarding the availability of these figures. They sold out, they came back on. So I don't know what's going on with Hasbro. COVID has ended, so technically you should not have any more problems with getting these figures. Now, personally, I think that this figure is pretty awesome as a collectible item. It goes really well with Destro, with all this gold paint, so I do think it can be interesting. Due to the fact that this figure was not in the original line, maybe Hasbro's not going to give us a retro version of it, so you may want to pick it up. I think this figure does have a lot of collectible value for a figure that came out in 2024. And the suggested retail price is $24.99 in the US, €29.99. And this figure, I haven't seen it go on sale I've seen it sold a bit higher than the suggested retail price, so that proves that this figure is a pretty good army builder, and people did not get that many, so it is really worth picking up. Anyway, now that we have talked about the collectible value about this figure, and you already know that I have a pretty high expectation on my note, because I told you there's one little part that would have given me a 10 out of 10 on this figure. And the reason why I'm saying this, I do love the fact that we're getting these transparent plates, who were like on the original bat that came out in 1986 in the G.I. Joe class Arena American Hero line, and I really like that we have these. But what would have been perfect, even better, would be to have this in black and have the Destro logo on it, the one that you have on let's take this figure over here again, because we're talking about it. This logo over here, painted on black over here, this figure would have been a 10 out of 10. Not only that, I must say Hasbro did a good job, because now, compared to the Arctic Bat, you can fix it in and this thing holds in place. So, I mean, only progress on this figure. Really, really great figure. Really love what they did with this figure. I mean, looks really good. So that's going to be a 9.5 out of 10, I think, because being nitpicky about this part, the fact of you being able to have some extra parts and maybe exchange them with some bats. If you want to go on to a more retro look of the bats, you could pick it up. So really fantastic figure overall. And I was a bit skeptic about this figure when it came out. And I was like, ooh, another bat. But no, this one is maybe one of the best bats that came out. So that's going to be it for the review of my Iron Grenadier B.A.T. Battle Android Trooper. If you like this kind of video, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. If you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comment section. You can go and check out my Facebook page or Instagram page, or go and check out the pictures that I made, or the news, or any other stuff, because there's plenty of cool stuff to go and check out over there. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!